within 5 minutes they're crying because they're releasing something they need to release. I don't know this person.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Just letting it out, and it's beautiful. I don't like to make people cry, but it's a beautiful process.
No, I love that.
Because you see it.
Cry and the other crying. I think that's the strongest.
Yeah. So it's layers.
It's layers.
And you normally find, let's say for instance, if you've got forgiveness, something might have happened 5 months ago where you think, okay, I've dealt with that, I've forgiven them. And then maybe a year later you get triggered with it again. So then you have to go back a little bit. Yeah, you go, okay, that was then, but I'm still living probably from the age of 5 where I'm still holding on to something that I needed to forgive.
Yeah.
You have to keep going back.
After that,
Go.
What I think about this point is, the other person is repeating some or the other thing which hurts you. And you are at a point where are you trying to let go, but it becomes difficult. Yes, it's difficult. But if you see, they're at the same level, they're doing same act or maybe any other act related to it which is hurting you. But you have chosen to be at a higher conscious level. That I will not be affected, I will not retaliate, I will not be angry, I will not be hurt, I will not be revengeful. I am here. This thing doesn't
know. All that has happened, everything is alright, but why, what I am now at the process is that I somewhere want the memory to fade and somewhere disappear and go. So that when I look at that person ever, the memories only don't exist, you know. Is that possible sometimes that you forgive it to that level that the memories are deleted?
For that you would have to learn to be a lot more compassionate for that person. That, you know, that doesn't affect you. This person is
nothing is affecting me, the relationship is also alright, but there are years and years of memory. So I'm wondering about the memory. I mean, how do we delete it?
But I'm thinking if you need to delete the memories because you haven't forgiven fully, that's my thought on it. Because if you're still getting triggered, you're obviously...
No, don't trigger.
Yeah, but if you look at it...
It's just that, like, sometimes when as friends we discover, you know, we don't revisit the thing, suppose the friend is troubled, so we narrate that incident, you know. But now I've stopped doing that, even narration of something which was a problem. So I feel that you keep it alive.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so why talk about the problem?
Yeah, but so what's wrong with seeing the memory then if there's no emotion attached to it?
Why would I want to store that thing unnecessary? I mean, why is it there? That's what I'm wondering. Why is it there?
I don't know.
Our human mind is even, higher than the computers.
Yeah, I know.
Something on your computer, it's somewhere stored in some other hard disk. It's everything there. You can't permanently delete anything. But you can rework on your emotions. यहाँ पे आपका नहीं है control, यहाँ पे है.
Yeah, so I'll give you an example for my life. A lady that I met, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I've only seen her a couple of times since. She actually stole from me. When she stole, I mentioned it to somebody and they said, okay, well, we need to resolve this, we need to, because he was a policeman, and I said no. I forgave her as soon as she stole, because in her eyes, she obviously thought she needed the money more than I needed it.
Absolutely.
And it has nothing to do with me, her stealing. So, yes, she's tried to get in contact with it. Well, she don't need to be in my life. She stole from me, but I forgave her. But if she was sat here today, yes, I still remember that she stole, but I wouldn't be affected. I've still got the memory, but I wouldn't say, well, you stole from me. I would just look and she's there. In fact, more than anything, I would have compassion for her to think, why did you need to do that?
Absolutely.
And that's what I say, that what we see in other people, we have to remember that they've got their own issues.
And probably you were not, I mean, you were just there.
Yeah,
Maybe if it was somebody else, they would have stolen from that person.
It's unconditional love. That's exactly what that is. To see somebody, know they've done something wrong, not be triggered by it, but say, well, okay, you've got your issues. Let me help you. I'll walk alongside you. I'll help you with it. We can't do it for them, but I'll walk alongside you while you put that effort in to do your inner work and release what you need to, whatever reason it was you stole.
So I totally understand why we should forget.
Yes.
I don't understand the how. I just don't understand how.
I think it takes time, and I think it's
but still, I mean, is it because I do Vipassana where I'm taught as to whenever I can remember to if I see something or if I see some triggers, and obviously my heartbeat or my breathing pattern has changed, and so I have been taught to watch that instead of to think about those incidents or those triggers. So all those said and done, I'm still kind of a little clumsy and woolly about the how. I haven't been able to execute that.
I think she wants to tell you
I think probably the whole lifetime is supposed to be the time where we learn to love and forgive. Those are the big life lessons. So saying that it's hard and you don't know how, it's very courageous.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was going to say you're aware of it. That is the first step.
First,
absolutely.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
It's
and
very
that's beautiful.
courageous.
Yeah.
that means you've already begun that journey.
Yeah.
And
And
another
that's
thing
just
where
what
I
we
could
will.
add on is it's very important to, at that moment, relive the journey, understand what happened, why it happened, and sometimes seeing things, as she said, from the other person's perspective.
Yeah.
They did not know better, or that was they were trying to protect themselves. Sometimes we think a bad relationship or something somebody has done is because they've done it to us, but they're protecting their own self or their own. So, if you understand that from that person's perspective, it's much easier to understand them, so the anger reduces, and that's how the forgiveness comes.
For me, sorry.
Yeah.
For me, actually, if I can just add a part B to my question, it is not really about the people.
That's very good.
Oh, yeah, I mean the topic is such.
No, yeah,
So
since we have time, why not
Yeah.
talk a little
So
more
for
and learn a
me,
little more?
at least it might be a little myopic, but let me just. For me, it is not that I have to face those people who have done something to me in the past, because I have very well kind of got myself rid of them in my life. I have said that you are not welcome to my life's party, so thank you. However, I get the triggers or the relationships. For example, if it is my mother-in-law, then it's my husband who I keep looking at and blaming and saying,
Yes.
what were you
Yeah.
doing? Or if it is somebody else, then maybe it's the social media where where there are other people who are like common friends overlap. So I get I would say triggered much more than confronted. So trigger is really the problem. Confrontation I can deal with. I have got rid of it. I
You
would
just
say.
spoke about the trigger and the blame part. And you talked about that breathing pattern exercise also, which you
Yeah.
followed in the past. Now, everyone has to work out what works
Yeah.
best for their them. For example, I undergo the process of chanting through SGI. I'm part of the Bharat Soka Gakkai group, and we practice Buddhist chantings. And here also we learn the values of
Namo
compassion.
Rinpoche, the one that
Exactly,
right,
the
yeah.
compassion and forgiveness are the first two steps we have to learn. Sometimes it's become so difficult, yes, in our relationships, in our family members if they are. So what I have learned is that you can't change the world. Yes, we can change the world, but for to change them, we need to look inside. We need to change.
Yeah.
If it's your mother-in-law, if it's your husband or a sister-in-law, somebody in family, maybe your parents also, they have come across a journey of their life. They are there. They will change only when they see you, being a powerful person, being a loving, compassionate person, maybe, someone who's spreading cheer and happiness and sunshine. यार इसको कैसे फर्क नहीं पड़ता है? Let's be like her. She's so happy. When she asked that question and I told that they are at that level, they are hurting you again. They are the ones who are suffering. That guilt conscious from them never goes.
And another thing, what happens is, suppose the bad part of the relationship has continued for few years or 4, 5, and today I choose to forgive. Immediately
Won't
the
happen in
forgiveness
3
won't
days,
happen.
yeah.
It will take
3 year long
maybe
baggage,
3
yeah.
years, 2 years, 1 year.
Yeah.
But since every time you're conscious, every time there's a layer of forgiveness and there's a layer of evolution, and when you start doing that in the process, as she said, you begin to feel happier. I think that's when I realized. And till now I feel that I want to look at the person and even not have memory of it. So I'm working on that process, that I do not want to, because sometimes we repeat those incidents, like she's a close friend. So whenever there is some incident we repeat. So the latest thing that I started doing is not to remember in the mind and repeat also. So slowly it will get deleted, right? The moment you remember the incident, incident in totality,
Yeah.
that means somewhere minutely you haven't forgiven, you still
Exactly.
remember.
As they say, don't feed it.
And
Yeah,
when you
don't feed, because the moment you remember what clothes, how that thing
And I
happened, which
remember
room,
everything.
I
remember
have started
the
deleting.
steps of the staircase. If somebody
there's
was
so much,
standing off.
how much focus you are putting on that negative energy.
Right.
Yes.
Like
That
she
is-
has, focusing on being happy.
Yeah.
When you learn to be happy, these trivial things don't matter.
Matter.
आपको लगता है कि क्या कर रहे हैं यार?
I will
Keep
just
कर रहे
share
हैं.
an
They don't
incident
learn.
with you.
And how
That's-
detailed.
हाँ,
your
I'm
mind
like that.
can
I
be.
was like visual detail भी था मुझे, है ना? And very recently
Yeah.
I told her somebody close and with a lot of history said there we said this and did. I said I don't remember. I deleted it. And I walked off. I even mentally did not want to remember it, So that was such a beautiful win, and the relationship and the dynamics changed because he was stunned with all that memory, and that person wasn't important to even give memory space in the subconscious.
Exactly.
Right?
And
I
that is
don't
not
want
for
to do
them,
that.
that is
That
for your
little
own
space is
happiness.
also not worth.
That is for
You
your
know.
own happiness.
Change begins at home. Change begins in your heart.
In your heart.
And then you spread that
You can
change.
change yourself, not
Yes.
the world.
I actually
Not
think
And
the
then you
world.
will inspire other people
Yeah.
to be like you.
Like you. Okay.
Yeah, what you
Yeah, I actually think as well a lot of it is, and I've throughout my spiritual journey, it is about lessons that lady said. And you looking at something saying, well, I still haven't learned that. It's going to keep coming back around until you do learn it. It's not going nowhere. It's going to keep coming back around. So, and the biggest one for me is expectation. We have so much expectation, as little as it is. So like with social media, so well, why would they do that? You expected that they would behave a certain way. So let's say, for instance, your mother-in-law, and then you think your husband should become involved. You're expecting your husband to become involved. That's the thing. It's not. You've got to forget everybody else. You've got to start your own work, and everybody else will start their work. And you'll see as you do it naturally. As you shine your light, it naturally gets fed onto other people, and they start doing their inner work. They don't even have to be conscious of it. It just starts. The process starts.
So I'll just add one thing more. In what I saw in relationships which were, almost very acrimonious and a lot of animosity, the moment I deleted, shut off, changed, my reaction, action or body language to them was so different that they were stunned. And suddenly they become really nice. And you're like, like what's happened to them? I've been wanting for years, maybe for 20 years, for them to react to me. And now that I'm not caring, suddenly how come they have, So I feel even if I am not feeling it, the energy wise, the anger or the animosity is there. So whenever you are there, either thinking or in presence, you emanate that energy. So even if you've thought it, the energy has reached that person.
Yes.
Right? So that animosity and that anger and everything will continue. It's in the energy form, hanging around. The moment you are done with it, it's gone. So they will also react differently. So I think the action reaction is what.
Yeah, I think if in case there are more questions, we can deal them
She was
on a
saying
one-to-one
something,
chat
I
because I think the time is over.
It is over, yeah,
It was very wonderful. Nice to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful, like in the
Wonderful.
same direction.
Okay.